special summer reading edition of Book Spotlight. And this week we are going to be talking about a book at the time of this filming is brand new, never been checked out. It's so new it's not even got wrapped in our plastic yet. But you guys are getting a little special sneak peek. It is called Blanca and Roja, and it's by Anna-Marie McLemore. And as usual, we'll do the reading of the back cover. The story of the ugly duckling was never about the Sinjik discovering he is lovely. It is not a story about realizing you have become beautiful. It is about the sudden understanding that you are something other than what you thought you were, and that what you are is more beautiful than what you once thought you had to be. And just give a little, I'm going to do a little bit of the inside cover since it does have an inside cover here. The biggest lie of all is the story you think that you already know. The Del Sisson girls have never just been sisters. They're also rivals and opposites. Blanca, as obedient and graceful as Roja is vicious and manipulative. They know that because of a generations old spell. Their family is bound to a bevy of swans deep in the woods. They know that one day the swans will pull them into a dangerous game that will leave one of them a girl and trap the other in the body of a swan. But when two local boys become drawn into the game, the swan spell intertwines with the strange and unpredictable magic lacing the woods, and all four of their fates depend on facing truths that could either save or destroy them. Blanca and Roja is the captivating story of sisters, friendship, love, hatred, and the price we pay to protect our hearts. And kind of what I have got, the gist I have gotten by looking into this book a little bit, it is two classic fairy tales that you might or might not be familiar with, taken, twisted together, and making something completely new. Actually, a Brother Grimm's tale and a Hans Christian Andersen tale, because right here before the story itself starts is a quote from Snow White and Rose Red by the Brothers Grimm, which we don't hear much about Rose Red, we just mainly hear about Snow White. Snow White said, "We will never leave each other." Rose Red answered, "Not as long as we live." And the mother added, "Whatever one has, she must share with the other." And then a quote from The Wild Swans by Hans Christian Andersen. "Fly out into the world," said the queen. "Fly like great birds who have no voice." And then part one, October Boys. Roja. Everyone has their own way of telling our story. Some say it began generations ago with a girl lured by the white birds in the in the woods. The moment she reached out a small hand toward their wind-fluffed feathers, a swan bit her, poisoning her blood. Others say it started with a flock of swans gliding over our great-great-great-grandmother's house. They flew overhead at just the right moment to hear her cursing her own family's blood. So the swans cursed her, and all the daughters after her. Some insist it was two sisters, squabbling for years over who was more beautiful. A bevy of swans in a nearby pond grew so weary of all the noise and struck them with a spell that would take one of each of their daughters. The worst one tells it this way. Once a Del Sisson woman, probably one of our great-great-great-grandmothers, stole a groom from his bride on their wedding day. The bride's family hated at her bisabuela and her name so deeply they cursed her brown skin and her dark hair to become white feathers, and for the same fate to befall a Del Sisson daughter every generation after. These are the stories they tell. Tales of winter storms or spiteful witches. Because when there is a family in which one of every two daughters grows an ink black bill and a pale feathered neck and snow bright wings, people like to think they know why. Few think to ask us. And that is the first several paragraphs. I went 2 little paragraphs over our usual 5 count, just to give a good little cliffhanger spot to stop. But this is Blanca and Roja, and I do apologize for any words I may have said very terribly. But it sounds like a very interesting story, and if you're interested in checking it out, just give us a call at 606-348-8565. We'd be glad to get it ready for you, or if you need help when you're dropping by in here, need us to show you where it is, just let us know and we'll do whatever we can to help you out. Thanks, bye.